Here's the tragedy. The tragedy of me as a married guy. Father failure, husband failure. The tragedy is this. When I became a married guy, I did not know the afterlife principles. I did not know the simple, detailed principles of the spirit realm and the very active spirit beings who are active around us. And the one kind of, you might call, spiritual skill that I developed in my youth, that I was literally kind of forced into, I was a surprise conception in the midst of a lot of cheerful promiscuity. Two different people who had not been with one person consistently in their lives. And I got conceived because they came together and were having a happy time. Regardless of the vows and rules and regulations, I believe that I was conceived in joy and happiness. So I was conceived, and then a guy came along and said, "Hey, you're pregnant and you don't know who the father is? Let's start a family. You're a nice woman, I like you." So a guy started a family around the conception of me, and then those two people, the guy who adopted me in the womb and my mommy, they had a child, and her name was Sharon. And so when I was growing up, the one skill, what you would call spiritual skill that I developed was I learned how to be patient and stay very close to my sister when she was misbehaving, and also when she was very fearful or nervous or uptight and scared. I learned how to not be put off or troubled by her misbehavior or her fury, and not to be troubled by her fears and her resistance to do a thing, something. One thing or another thing was fearful to her. So as a very little child, I learned how to sit next to a misbehaving person and a fearful person, until there was a breakthrough and a peace, and the misbehavior went away, or the fear went away, and in many situations she would actually try that thing that she was afraid of. Pedaling a bicycle, or going for a walk all the way around the block, or whatever. So that was a skill or a practice that I learned early in my life, and my parents actually commented on that. Probably the most supportive, positive words I got from my parents, who were very nervous about me. My parents were nervous about me because they weren't telling me about the other father and the conception. For 25 years, I didn't know. And so my parents were not like fully open-hearted, open-faced, eye to eye. They had something they were hiding for my entire, whatever, childhood. 25 years is a long time. And then there was a breakthrough. And that was a big help to me because it kind of put a whole bunch of stuff in context. So back to the marriage. So when I chose to make a marriage vow, a permanent, I'm going to be with one person until the rest of my life, until one of us is no longer living. When I made that permanent vow, I did not know the mechanics of the spirit realm, the operations of spirit beings, and I did not have a full, clean understanding about the afterlife and the concept of an evaluation of every word, every tone of voice, every choice. Our whole little human map that only lasts for so long is going to be observed literally by everyone, because it is written, all things shall be known. So there's nothing that you've done in secret that will not be brought out and actually questioned in a peaceable, calm atmosphere where it's all a review of this crazy gift of life. So I didn't know about most of this stuff when I made a marriage vow. And honestly, I was a failure as a father because I didn't understand the value and the essence of fatherhood. And I was a failure as a husband because I did not know some serious, like, universally, totally powerful principles. So, like like Marguerite's beautiful illustration with the little jars of cooked rice. I love you, I hate you. Just your words can actually bring destruction and decay and terribleness. Just your words can bring trouble upon whatever you're throwing your negativity at. So, that's chapter 1. I was ignorant when I chose to make a marriage. Failure father, failure husband.